I do diversity and inclusion training in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one situation that it was pretty much all white men, lucky me.
Yeah.
And so there were a couple of white men who were attorneys, and they just were so, in my stories, they were so resistant and rude.
Okay.
You know, they were saying to me like, well, I don't see color. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that, or you
Yeah.
know, Black people don't have it bad. Just to me, just some of the worst things, just
Yeah.
ignorant beliefs.
Okay. So I pictured you walking by, stopping for something. And I also pictured you sitting at your desk somewhere in a chair, a meeting, and they come in, and that's the lighthearted talk, or the I don't see color, you know. Dun, dun, dun. So what do you see if you were to nail down a situation?
Well, I am the facilitator for the discussion. I go into this high-tech company. I'm doing training. I'm training them on diversity, about 25, 30 people,
Okay.
mostly white male. And so, you know, during the training, I'm in the middle of the training, and a couple of white men who are attorneys, they're saying these things.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
now that gives us all a chance. Now I'm in a room, I'm in a conference room.
Yep.
You're facilitating, and I see these men at the table, and then I see a couple of typicals. You know, I mean, we all have an image, is what I'm saying, you know? So we saw them in our mind's eye. So those white men, those white people are ignorant and sensitive and selfish. Now, we all have heard their typical responses and statements. Okay, so let's be there now with Helene. They are ignorant and sensitive and selfish. Look at them closely. Is it true?
Yes.
Okay, so just continue to look at them. Be there. You heard their words. You're a yes. Are you sure? In other words, that second question, you really know that it's true? This just gives us a chance to look again. It's not to change our answer.
Right.
It is the truth. It gives us a second chance to see our own, that the world can never give us. And we're not trying to prove anything to anyone. This is inquiry going deeply within our own self. Those men are ignorant and sensitive and selfish, those white people. So you're sure?
No. Not 100%.
What was that change?
Well,
are you coming from intellect, or what did you see?
I was looking at them, and I saw how this is my story about them, my thoughts about them.
Okay.
I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. Okay, so your thoughts about them, what I'm hearing from you in my own translation, is that doesn't make it true. That's just your experience, and it hasn't shifted the yes. Your mind's just a little more open.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be 100% absolutely sure that they are ignorant, insensitive, and self.
Okay,
like
that's not a theory you're spinning off of. You really saw it.
I did.
Okay. Okay. So, so I hope you all have opened yourself up to the potential of that kind of depth. Some of you are still a yes, and some of you are no twice. We're all doing our personal work here. Okay, they are ignorant, insensitive, and selfish. Okay, Helene, be there now. All of you be
Mhm,
there now in that
mhm.
conference room.
Yep.
How do you react emotionally? What happens when you get in touch with your feelings, your emotions? What happens in the situation when you believed that thought? When they spoke and that thought, those thoughts hit you. They're ignorant, insensitive, selfish.
I am so angry. I am so angry. I feel rage. Um, I am just shocked that this white man would say to me, I don't see color.
Yeah.
And I say to him, well, does that mean when I walked into the room, you didn't see that I was Asian? And he was like, you know,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm just like
Okay.
vengeful, angry.
Now, okay, no, those emotions, and we can see them on you.
Hmm.
We can see them.
Yeah, I feel
And
it.
and
Hmm.
where do you feel it physically? Probably everywhere. When we
I
really
do.
get still with it, which is what I'm asking,
Right.
where is like what I call the epicenter? Where does it? So slow down. We're meditating
Yeah.
into that situation and how it felt
Yeah.
physically.
This is so big that I do feel it everywhere, but I would say the epicenter is in my solar plexus, in my,
Okay. Okay.
stomach area. I feel kind of a knot there, like,
Okay.
how dare you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So be
Yeah.
there with your eyes closed. Continue.
Hmm. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel sad too. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
gee, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, respectfully allow those motions to be there. They're not an enemy. They're a
Mm-mm.
reminder to look at your thoughts, and a
Yeah.
loud reminder
Yeah. See,
emotionally.
now I'm really feeling a lot of sadness. So
Yeah.
it's like underneath all that anger and rage, I have a lot of sadness and grief
Yeah.
about this. It's
Yeah.
just so insane.
Yes, honey. So just be there with it. Now, as you're being there now, just being with your emotions,
Hmm.
see if you can get in touch with the false images. And I'll take away the word false. I only say false because they're images. They're not really people or things. They're images.
Sure.
So look at the not now past,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
images of the past in your head, because that's where we're going to find tears.
Yeah. Yeah. I just see all these images of the racism that I've
And
experienced.
that's what I'm interested in. Start
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. I mean, I see lots of images where I was, in high school, and I would walk down this hallway every day, and I would hear these guys saying ching chong, ching chong.
Yeah.
And every day I'd walk this long hallway,
Yes.
and it was just like, I just wanted to fit in.
Mm.
I came to the United States when I was 14. And so, I didn't speak the language well and all that, but it was a lot every
Okay, so
day.
that's what you're looking at.
Yep.
You're in that board meeting and we're not aware of the dream, but we cannot be emotionally angry and hurt like this
Hmm.
if we're not being dreamed in our heads, and the ego does not want you to know that is going on.
Yep.
It
Yep.
does not, it is real to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I see these pictures, it seems very real, you know.
anything else there, walking down the hall, and they say those what to your experience, like knives and guns and
Yeah, every day, you know, it's but now they have a term for microaggression. It's like every day little knives being stuck in you. It's not even a big one.
So this is really relevant. That's what you felt walking into school before you even hit the property.
Yep.
You saw the image of that's going to happen again. You saw it in the past. You see it in the future. You're walking down the hall, whether they say it or not.
Right.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
No one, and your mind would lead you to believe it's every day, all day. And when they don't say it, it's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
In your head, you're thinking that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. Well, they're very helpful because they do say it every day. They don't disappoint, you know.
Okay, so
ching chong or chow chow chow. But that's what I'm imagining right now.
Yes. Yeah.
You know. So that's just one of many, many examples that.
Okay, this is waking the rest of us, ignorant, insensitive, selfish people, up. This is not a little thing you're gifting us. We don't know is our ignorance. And what you think about us is what we're protecting.
Yes.
We have to be a part of the crowd. We have to laugh at this joke that is killing the joy of another human being.
Right.
And safety, all of it.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody has pain, but I can't change my skin color. You know, it's not like
so let's
a lot of things I can, you know, people can change different things, but I can't change my skin color. Ever.
Okay, so that is what you're experiencing walking into school. I can't change my skin color. I'm going to have this forever, and that's what they're really thinking, and that's what they're saying, and every day.
Yeah.
And you're in the board meeting, and you're that's what's in your head in that board meeting when they say, I don't see skin color. Now look at the future. Because that future in your mind's eye. Those of you new to this work, we're looking at the dream. We've heard life is a dream. We're looking at the dream world going on that is the cause of all suffering. There is suffering in the world. There is a cause to this suffering.
Yeah.
What is the cause of our suffering? What we're thinking and believing. So we are getting down with this. In the boardroom, he says, I don't see skin color, and you think the thought they are ignorant, insensitive, selfish. So you see all that proof from school, etc.
Yeah.
And then you see the future. You see the future, and it's immediate. It's like in the meeting, the next second.
Oh yeah, it happens every day. You know, just.
No, let's move back to what do you see in your mind's eye in that boardroom, in that meeting?
Yep. Yeah, I see enemies. You know, I see these people who are completely invalidating.
Yeah. No matter what they say or do, now it's all of them.
Yep.
White people. In that room, it's like walking down the hallway again.
Yeah, exactly. And my vision narrows, you know, and it's like, these two white guys, they just represent all of the white people.
Yes. So now you're in a room with, we all see who? In your mind's eye. Now, how do you react when you believe the thought? We've seen your past and future. in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the cause of your emotions? Is it the men in the room and what those two said? Or is it the dream, that dream world, the not now past, the not now future that you've described to us?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the men in the room? Is it what they said? Is it, so what is the cause of your suffering? The dream going on in your head? Or what they said and did?
It's definitely the dream.
Okay, so just be there.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at those men.
Mm-hmm.
One of them says, I don't see skin color. Get close. Who would you be without these not now past, not now future? Who would you be without your story? Who are you in that room without the dream? Get connected to those two men.
Yeah.
And start there. Drop your story. Look at his face.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
Drop your story. Hear him. He doesn't see skin color. Did he say color or skin color?
I don't see color.
He says, I don't see color. Hear him. Connect. Don't be fooled. He's your teacher.
Yeah. I don't know, Katie. This is a tough one to drop it. It's just,
Well, no, I'm doing my work.
yeah. It's I still want to kill him, really.
Okay.
There's a part of me that really just wants to jump up.
Okay. So just notice, you want to kill him. I can't say this clearly enough. You want to kill him for what you're thinking and believing.
Right.
Onto the movie in your head.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. It's like, yeah, accused, sentenced, and yeah, judged. All done. Yeah, yeah. I want to kill him because of my story. So
You get it. You get it. So be with it. It's not a little thing.
no.
He is not the cause of your suffering. What you are thinking and believing, about the ego giving you these past, future,
Right.
they're so real.
Yep.
And so this innocent man, as we can see, as we've heard from you, becomes a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you have just hurt you.
Yes.
Now, that's not something we're doing on purpose. This is being, everyone listening, asleep to the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepwalking. At night, you have a nightmare. You want someone to wake you up. Don't you want someone to wake you up? Well, this is a daydream. Wake up or we suffer.
Yeah. Right.
And just to wake up is just this simple, to know the difference between, and this is a practice.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning, do the work, at least fill in a worksheet, because that is the cause of all the suffering in your life. Just to fill in the worksheet can wake you up.
Yep.
So this innocent man, now notice again, how do you react? Awake now. You're awake now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you treat that man when you are intoxicated with the not now movie in your head? The ego's best work.
Yeah.
Only work.
But I mean, the reality though, Katie, is that I don't know if he's an innocent man.
Okay, so
Right? I mean, I don't know.
okay, so we're only on number one, so you're
Yeah.
not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just inviting you to stay in number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you be without the movie looking
Okay.
at this man?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I could see him with open eyes, which, right
Well,
now.
no, we're not talking about then. We're talking about then now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna let's keep exploring.
Okay.
They
I
are
see him.
ignorant. They are ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
insensitive, and selfish. So turned around in that situation,
Yeah.
those moments in time, I am.
Yeah. I am, my
No,
thinking.
keep your words. I am ignorant.
Yep. I am ignorant.
Now, wait, where is it that you're ignorant?
I don't know what he's thinking. I really, all he said were the words. I
Okay,
don't
so
see
let's stop
color.
a moment. Where was I ignorant? I was asleep to the dream.
Yeah.
It's not right or wrong. We're intoxicated with it.
Mm-hmm.
It creates our entire identity.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I insensitive? To myself, to all those emotions
Mm-hmm.
that point to the dream. It can never be pointed to a person if we're going to make headway to end prejudice in this world.
Mm-hmm. So I was ignorant to myself. Is that what you're saying?
To yourself, what you're being dreamed.
Uh-huh. And insensitive to myself.
To the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
To
To
that
the
self you see
mm-hmm.
as you're a dreamer.
Yes.
And that dream of you, for example, walking down the hallway, you're ignorant to, that was the cause of your suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And the future where every man in there ended up like that, as those people.
Mm-hmm.
And selfish, not letting the dream go, like I'm justified in this.
Right. Yeah.
In my prejudice.
Yes. I'm selfish. I want to hold on. There's a part of me that wants to hold on to anger and outrage,
Yeah, because we really believe the dream.
Yeah.
We walking down the hallway,
Yeah.
in my mind's eye, that's me. I really did it. That really happened. Okay, is that a dream? Is that your only proof? You can't take it out. You can't touch it. That's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dream.
Yeah.
So powerful. It would prejudice you against other human beings and I am who I believe you to be in any given moment.
Mm-hmm. I am who I believe you to be. Yeah.
Right. And I've tested that for more than 3 decades.
Mm-hmm.
So they are ignorant, insensitive, and selfish. Let's look at number 2.
Okay. I want white people to become more aware, less selfish, and empathetic.
Okay, and all of you white people out there, isn't that what you want for you as well? Don't you want to be more aware? Don't you want to be less selfish and more empathetic? We all want that.
Mm-hmm.
We all want that until we become so asleep and embittered that we just really don't care.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you want white people, you want those men in that meeting,
Mm-hmm.
that session. You want those white men to be more aware. Now look at the one that said, I don't see color.
Uh-huh.
You want him to be more aware. Is it true?
Yes.
And
I do.
how do you react? What happens when you believe the thought? Be there now in that conference room. You want that white man to be more aware. Is it true? Can you absolutely know that it's true, that that's what you want?
Mm. No.
And notice how you react physically and mentally when you believe the thought, I want the white men in this room to be more aware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm very frustrated, angry with him.
And how does that show, even though you know it's not supposed to show? You're there to instruct, you're there to, how does it show up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a good poker face. People can read my emotions. You know, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I know that's going to be a shock.
I want you to get still.
Yeah.
Take a look at yourself. A
Yeah.
very intimate, close look at yourself in that situation. And
Yeah.
get in touch with how does it show and how does it feel? When you think the thought, you want him to be more aware, less selfish, and empathetic.
Well, the tone in my voice when I said, so does that mean that, you know, when I walked in the room?
So now let's level that out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than using your personality, just report it.
Yep.
You're in touch
So
with,
I'm clearly angry at him.
so I'm, okay, good. Okay, and feel that. Now, who would you be without the thought? I want the white men. I want white men. I want white people to become more aware, less selfish, and empathetic. Those white men.
Yeah. Who would I be? Did you say? Mm-hmm.
Who are you without the thought? Who are you without that requirement on the human race sitting there in that conference room?
I would be free.
Okay, so say it first person. Be there now.
Yeah. I am free. I don't need them to become more aware. I'm free of that need.
Okay, now look at them
Mm-hmm.
without your story.
Yeah.
One of them is saying, you listen to his words. I don't see color.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you be without your story? Looking at him. And look at his face, honey. Get in touch.
Right. I look at him and I see this. I'm open to seeing his face as is, you know.
Not your
He's
story.
actually saying what he believes.
Yeah. Yes.
He's innocent, you know. When he says, "I don't see color," he doesn't say it to be mean.
So you see that now.
I do. Yeah, and
So you're looking at ignorance, and you're looking at what it's innocent, and you're looking at selfishness. It's innocent.
yeah,
You're looking at a lack of empathy. He may as well be a 3-year-old little kid.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's turn it around. In that situation, I want me to become
More aware. Yes, I do. I want me to become more aware of my own reactions.
me to be more aware of what ignorance really is. You're staring in its face.
Yep.
It's nothing people do on purpose. That is ignorance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of you, anything I say, don't believe what I say. Try these things on for yourself. This is inquiry. The work is inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
I want me in that situation to be, and you've written, less selfish.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
See, these things are freeing you up.
Mm-hmm.
They're freeing you up, and I want me to be more
I want me
empathetic.
empathetic. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Well, they're your words. I'm not feeding anything here. These are
No,
your
no,
words.
no. I
So
with my story, I feel zero empathy and I feel hatred. Without my story, I really do feel empathetic.
well, and rightfully so, because the story in your head justifies it. That
That's
makes
right.
you just like the rest of us. We're
Yep.
sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
It's why
Assholes.
we kill. It's why we marry. It's why it's. So in
Yeah.
that situation, I want me to become more aware,
Mm-hmm.
less selfish, more empathetic, because if you can't do it, there's no hope for the rest of us.
Right.
You're the one. You're
Yes.
the one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm wearing that.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I hope any of you sitting in on this, that you are in your own way open to, this is the identification I want. I want to become more aware, less selfish, more empathetic. Not like them. Whoops.
Right. Yeah.
I was just prejudice.
Yes, I was. Mm-hmm.
I'm empathetic. I'm generous. I'm more aware, unlike them. That's just like saying, I don't see color.
Right. Yeah, I don't see them as individuals. I had all these, I'm sure I had all these preconceptions about those people, white males in the high-tech world.
We know you did because you described the past future images going on in your head.
Yep.
And you really think that's you.
I do. Yeah.
That's really you at school. No, that's a dream in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You are right here. It's like there's you of the past, there's you of the future, and then there's you here. That's way too many yous. You of
Yeah.
the past, those horrible, hurtful experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You, and then you of the future, all those. But if you had to, the answer to who am I, which one are you?
Yeah.
You can only be one.
Yep.
Right here, right now, all of that behind you, all of that forward in your mind's eye is where all prejudice lives.
Yes.
And that's not, wake up. Boom. I. This is enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I can handle. I'm in this room to do a job, a training. I get out of myself, meaning self of the past, self of the past and the future.
Right.
Do my job from here. This is the only place I can make change.
That's right.
And that change is in me. I don't depend on the world for my changes.
Yeah.
They bring me my work. Those are my teachers. Let's look at number 3.
White people should acknowledge the bloody past of this country, the gaping wounds, find and implement solutions. It's kind of like saying white people should fix
Okay, but
racism.
yeah.
That's it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and you met them in the room.
I did.
Yeah, but who you're meeting in that room is yourself.
Yep.
Because you've seen pure ignorance. And so turned around in that situation. Advice to myself. Number 3 on the worksheet is always advice. Now turn it around. In that situation, I should
acknowledge the bloody past of this country, the gaping wounds, find and implement solutions. Yes, that's what I'm working on.
Okay, so slow it down, read it again, just like that. And when I'm doing this, I do it like a prayer.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that wrote it, on my own worksheet, I wrote it. And if I have advice to the human race or to him or to her or to them, if I can't live it, how can I put that on them?
Right.
And this is not easy what we're thinking onto people.
Yeah. No.
So I should and take it in. This is you with you.
Okay.
This is not about them. This is you with you, and you take it into your heart. In that situation, I should
acknowledge the bloody past of this country.
Yeah, of this country, and that is you, this beautiful, beautiful young woman and child walking through the hall. And I should acknowledge the country's bloody past. You're acknowledging the bloody past going on in your mind's eye. That is yours. And then you hear the stories of others rather than imagine them.
Yes.
And for all of us to listen and not go, yeah, but. And this Black Lives Matter movement, the stories are out there, and if we listen, and they're being made more available and more available and more available, and we have this history that we cannot change if we're not aware, if we're too frightened to even listen, take it in.
Yeah.
And that's where change takes place. It changes us.
Yes.
To be in touch with. It's acknowledging the country's bloody past, to acknowledge our own. We all have, no matter what our color is, we all have a bloody past.
Yes.
And maybe it was just this much compared to the rest of the world, but the pain, let's say I only suffered just this, and you suffered that much. Or let's say I suffered that much and you only suffered that much. But this may be as much or more painful than what you experienced. There's no way of knowing. There is no way of knowing. Pain is pain, and let's take care of it. That's the point.
Yeah. I hear that. Yep.
I should acknowledge the country's bloody past and my own,
Mm-hmm.
gaping wounds,
Mm-hmm.
and find and implement solutions, which, as you say, we're doing now. The solutions is it was in two, to become more aware, less selfish, and
Yeah.
more empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at 4.
Okay, Katie, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, when for number 3, what I am imagining is what's happened to the Native Americans, the Asians, the Chinese, and then of course the big slavery thing. So,
All
uh,
of it.
yeah.
It doesn't, we're not, yes.
So, is that all imagination? Is it
Well,
not
you tell
helpful?
me. I'm not, you tell me.
Yeah.
Right here, right now, is it imagination, or are those people you can take out of your head and talk to? They're too, look, they're grown, some of them are grown men. You're not big enough to carry a real human being in your head that large.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tell me, all of you, you tell me, is that, I saw me on my walk this morning. Is that imagination? No, that's real. That's my walk. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if we just can understand the difference between reality and what's imagined, we're awake. And we don't
yeah,
have to change the dream. We're awake to the dream. We become wiser.
I see.
We become awake and aware, and wisdom and creativity live in that space where prejudice ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's how that's how meaningful change can, that's where we can really make a difference.
Sure.
But
So is it like,
I can't change someone's prejudice as long as I'm prejudiced.
that's right.
I can't help people to be more sensitive if I'm not sensitive to their insensitivity.
So I did see George Floyd being killed, and that's in my head. I
Yeah,
saw a
it's in mine
videotape.
too. It's in mine too. I see it. A lot of us on this call.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I see the knee there. I see the cop just kind of looking around
Yep.
like, you know, just
No big
looking
deal.
around, waiting for the man to die. I mean,
Yep.
I see the other, we see that in our head. But as love and grace would have it, it's in our head. That is not real.
Mm-hmm.
That is imagination. And I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Right.
I'm saying I can wake up to the cause of my suffering now is to be awake to the dream. So I'm free to make change. I'm not going out like, we gotta make change like a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm into something a little more effective.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Coming more from a place of peace. Is that what you're?
sanity,
Yeah, sanity. Mm-hmm.
sanity, creativity, and out of my true nature, which is, in your words, I'm as aware as I can be, as generous as I can be, and as empathetic as I can be. And we're all just beginners.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Until I take care of my own prejudice, then I'm not the help that this world deserves. I can do better. And I don't know that that's true. I'm doing my best. And we all have that in common.
Yes.
That's what we have in common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do
That's
believe
what
that.
anyone we would perceive as cruel, that's what they're doing too.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their best.
Yep.
Each of us in our Earth school.
Mm-hmm. It's like Hitler did his best from what he believed and what he knew.
I have no idea. I I look at myself, there are times I'm not doing my best. I
Mm-hmm.
see that. And then I look at what I was thinking and believing, and I was.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And if it hurts, I need to fill in a worksheet, and I
Yeah.
need to sit down with myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I need to give myself my best self, as terrifying as it is,
Mm-hmm.
to look inside of me as deeply as these questions would take me
Yes.
and see what's left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So um, let's look at 4. What what do you need to be happy in that situation with those white men?
I need white people to acknowledge white privilege, understand what non-whites go through every day in white supremacy, share the power.
Okay. So you need white people to acknowledge their white privilege. Is it true?
In order for me to be happy,
That's the number 4. 3 is advice to ourselves. 2 is what we want, and 4 is what we need to be happy.
I need them to acknowledge no,
Yeah.
I don't.
So just feel that. That's huge.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Because even when they do acknowledge, they say, I don't see color. That doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, I don't need anybody to do anything for me to be happy. That's the bottom line.
So how do you react in that room when you believe the thought? You need those white men to acknowledge their white privilege and understand what non-whites go through each day.
I am very afraid.
Yeah, honey, that's
Um,
going on, isn't it? Yeah.
mm-hmm. I'm very afraid. I feel helpless,
Yeah.
of course, because I want them to change, and that's not. I can't do
Just
that.
stay with, I feel helpless. That's the response. We're responding out of the question. How do you react?
Yeah, I feel. I feel helpless, hopeless,
Mm, mm,
weary. Just.
mm.
Yeah. So I feel very unhappy, just miserable.
Now continue there, to be there now,
Mm-hmm.
and look how you hide it. That's a part of how you react when you believe the thought. Things start to come up,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and notice the facade you put on to hide.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good at that. Yeah. Just.
Become professional, proficient, good at what you do.
Yeah. But with a definite edge. You know,
Yeah.
I hear the condensation or
With a definite,
condescending. Yeah. I hear the condescending
yeah.
note
So
in
you
my
come out
voice.
with your prejudice, and it shows.
Yep. Yep. And
You just feel that.
I feel morally superior, of course. And
Yeah.
that comes through, of course. Yeah. And I get defensive. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The wall comes down and I'm lost. I don't see them.
And and that wall, you've blocked yourself off from your emotions.
Yep.
Now be there now without the thought that you need them to acknowledge their white privilege
Mm-hmm.
and understand what non-whites go through each day.
Yeah.
Drop your facade and be there,
Mm-hmm.
and just look at look at those white men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel.
Without the facade. Now look at them, look at you without the facade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're more open to me because I'm not
They're more open.
closing myself. Yeah, they're open to me, more open to me, and
Yeah.
I'm more open to them. We have a connection.
Yes, honey. No,
We
there's
have
a
a connection. Yeah,
there's a teacher. There she is.
yeah. And I don't want to
That's
feel
you
separate.
without your prejudice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's painful. It's painful.
Yeah, well, it's at least you're experiencing your own prejudice, which is what you were requiring of us. Not so easy.
Right. That's correct.
And yet, if you can do it here inside yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it's a beginning.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want that. I am that. I mean,
Yeah.
I am just
When you're not so frightened, when you're more in touch with yourself.
right.
Well, let's turn it around to be happy in that situation. I need me.
I need me to acknowledge my I'll say privilege,
Yes.
and try to understand what non-whites and whites go through every day in white supremacy.
Okay. And in that room, I need me to acknowledge my white privilege. You're in the room with whites.
Uh-huh.
I need me to, and this may sound weird, but to acknowledge my white privilege. That is what's going on, is an equality other than what you're thinking and believing as far as bodies in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And as you wake up, this is something you measure yourself. And I need me to acknowledge, I need me to understand what non-whites go through, okay, in that room without your facade. I need me to experience that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because that's where the connection took place.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived this over and over and over. I could be standing with 1,000 people and nothing is going. I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was doing the work with one of you, and I teared up, and I'm not gonna stop that. Emotions have a right to life.
Mm-hmm.
This is my life. What
Yeah.
people think of me is their life.
That's right.
And I felt it. And a couple of people were concerned. They saw it as sadness.
No.
It was love.
Yeah.
Connection with those men in the room as I witnessed you. It was connection.
Yeah.
That is an experience without separation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When any of you are sad, when you're with someone that you're, that you're feeling emotions with and over, whatever the terms are, just ask yourself, is that sadness or is that love? We even misname emotions.
Yes.
Out of habit to support the facades we live out of.
Yes.
So, sweetheart, let's look at, so now you know how to be happy. Now you know advice to yourself, and now you know what you want. And let's look at 5.
White people are selfish, ignorant, and greedy.
Yes. And in that situation with those white men,
Mm-hmm.
I
was selfish, ignorant, and greedy.
Yeah, so just feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Just feel that. Say it again and say it more. This is to yourself. This isn't to an audience.
Okay.
So in that situation, I am.
I am selfish.
Yeah, with your emotions, with
Yep.
what was coming up for you. You could have shared something that what you shared here, you could have shared there.
Yeah,
You're unlimited.
I
But
could
when
have.
you're asleep, we're limited.
Hmm. Yep.
So again,
I
I
am
felt
selfish.
in that situation.
Yes, I was. I am ignorant. I see that. Uh-huh. And I was greedy. Yeah, I see that too.
You want something from them that they can't give.
Yep, that's
And
right.
it's the same thing that you can't give.
Yeah, and I cared more about my needs. I didn't really care about their needs at that
So selfish.
point. Selfish and greedy. Yeah.
We're all works in progress.
Yes.
All works in progress. But how asleep we are to ourselves sometimes.
Yes.
So let's look at 6.
I don't ever want white people to say and do ignorant things that hurt others.
Yeah. So I'm willing that white people.
I'm willing that white people say and do ignorant things that hurt others.
Yes, because all those white people out there are teachers. Every color in the world, black, brown, white, it just, those people out there are our teachers.
Yes.
So I look forward to.
I look forward to seeing white people saying and doing ignorant things that hurt others.
Yes, because we, as a white person, we are your teachers.
Yep.
You are my teacher. Now, when we hear the word teacher and we take away the word color, there is nothing in this world, no hurricane, no rain, no storm, no global warming, no nothing that can cost you your peace. It's what we're thinking and believing about the world that is the cause of all fear. And fear says and does things that, okay, bottom line, there's no one in this world that is not my teacher.
Yes.
And I love you had the privilege of sitting in that room with the teachers that brought you to us today to witness a little less prejudice in the world as we wake up. It's like what we're left with, just a little more awake.
Yes.
And thank you, Helene, for
Thank you. Thank you.
being
Thank you,
a
Katie.
beautiful teacher today.
You're the best dream I've ever had.
Oh, honey.